section 11.6, objective 2 again. We're going to be combining these two together, the vertical and the horizontal shift. We're going to go to the bottom of the page, and then we're going to do homework problem number 9 here in a minute here. Okay, so if we have a function that looks like this, x minus h squared plus k, it looks the same. It's about the same shape as just a basic parabola function, f of x equals x squared. The vertex is hk, and the axis symmetry is x is equal to h. So kind of going back to what we talked about earlier, this part inside the parentheses have to do the shift to the left or the right, and this have to do the shift to up or down. Okay, so the problem that we're going to look at again is number 9. So let me just show it to you here. I'll put a copy of this on Canvas also. Okay, so it's y is equal to x plus 1 squared minus 4. So I started by writing this down from that page we just looked at, and then this is a function that we're looking at for this particular problem, number 9. Okay, so in this case, h is negative 1 because it's x minus h, so it's always the opposite sign, and then plus k is negative 4. So if I start off with this one, first thing I'm going to do is identify the vertex. The vertex is hk, so it's negative 1, negative 4. And then we're going to find the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is always x is equal to the h value, so the x value, in other words, for the vertex, so x is equal to negative 1. Okay, so this is the 2 bits of information that we have so far. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some points to plug into the function to find a couple extra values. So I'm just going to pause it right now, and I'll put those up in just a second. Okay. So first of all, let me explain how I found these points. My vertex is negative 1, 4, so that's this point right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick values of x that are around negative 1. So I want a couple below negative 1 and a couple above negative 1, because I know this will be my vertex. So you want to kind of see what's happening to the left and what's happening to the right. And we know it's symmetric, so that kind of helps too. Okay, so let's say we pick negative 3. I'm going to plug it in here and simplify. Okay, so by order of operations, this becomes negative 2. So I get negative 2. That gives me 4 minus 4, which ends up giving me 0. I'm going to run out of room, so I'll just do this. Okay, so that's 1 point. So negative 3, 0. Okay, now I'll plug in negative 2. I'm going to try to write smaller now so I can squeeze this in here. So again, I just plug in negative 2 into this expression right here. So that gives me negative 1 squared minus 4, which is, this becomes 1 minus 4, which is negative 3. Okay, so that gives me another point. This is my vertex, so I don't need that one. And then we just probably need maybe 2 points. In fact, I don't think I'm going to even do this one. I think we'll just do 2 points to the left of the vertex and 2 points to the right of the vertex. So let's plug in 0 into this expression. So 0 plus 1 squared plus 4 gives me 1 plus 4. Oops, I wrote it wrong. I apologize, it's minus 4 there. Good thing I wrote in pencil. So I end up getting negative 3 for that one. And then 1, again, I'll plug that in here. So it's 1 plus 1 squared minus 4. This gives me 2 squared. So I get 4 minus 4, which gives me 0. Okay, so that gives me enough points. Okay, I'm going to pause this and go ahead and plot these points over here. So I want you to do the same thing. Okay, so I went ahead and plotted these points over here. So this is negative 3, 0. This one's negative 2, negative 3. Here's my vertex, negative 1, 4. And then we have 0, negative 3. And then finally we have 1, 0. So now we have enough to graph our parabola. And then you want to connect it with a tool in MyMathLab. Okay. So let's go back and answer the questions now. First thing they do is they ask for the vertex. So if you remember, that's this point right here. I'm just going to actually label it to make it easier. This is my vertex. It's negative 1, negative 4. So we'll start with that. Okay. The axis symmetry, I put it up here. It's always a line that goes to the vertex, so it's actually this line right here. And it's x is equal to the x value of the vertex, x equal to negative 1. Okay, so that is a line. The domain, just like before, it's negative infinity to infinity, goes further left, further to the right. And then the range, the lowest value of the y is right here, which is -4, so it's -4 to infinity. Okay, so again, that was number 9 from section 11.6.